Many of you may have heard about the hollow Earth theory, which is that basically there is a large hole either at the top of our North Pole or both poles. But mainly what's been talked about is a giant opening at the North Pole that is said to lead into the inner Earth, where there is land, there is an inner sun, supposedly.
In my research, I have discovered maps that show a lot of these deep underground bases, or also known as domes. These bases are in locations where there appear to have been other openings deep under the earth. We have access to the ground-penetrating radar data. This data shows specific types of caverns and openings deep beneath the earth, sometimes a mile deep. When you look at some of these overlaying military tunnels, it seems as if they knew where they were at, so they actually tunneled to these ancient locations and kind of made them into their path as they created their own grid.
The hollow earth theory has been around for several years. The original goes back maybe 500 years, and very well-known historical figures have talked about this. Sir Isaac Newton was a component for the hollow earth.
The famous mathematical genius of the 18th century, Leonhard Euler, concluded that the earth was hollow, containing a central sun. And Dr. Edmund Halley, who discovered the Halley Comet and was a Royal Astronomer of England, also believed that the earth was hollow on the inside, the Nazi connection, and that there was a map from the Third Reich which showed several secret passages depicted, which were used by German U-boats to access these mysterious underground regions. And then there was the case of Carl Unger, who was a crew member aboard a German U-boat, who wrote letters stating that the crew had reached the interior of the earth and that they did not consider coming back.
South American tradition, which is very interesting, of the tribe that said that they were guarding the entrance to the inner earth. And they said they would take maybe a couple of weeks to finally get down far enough where they would meet the inhabitants, and they were just these gigantic people, anywhere between 10 and 11.5 feet tall. So, of course, the common idea is that, oh, this is just a bunch of mythology by primitive people. But what's interesting is they talked about how when they got far enough down, one of the things they saw was basically molten rock. And that's exactly what modern science tells us you should find underneath the earth. And how would a primitive people know that? There are also areas where there's all this lush plants and food and the people living down there. Can we take that seriously? We're left with this very interesting myth that has a few intriguing elements to it.
Google Earth maps showing obvious photoshopping and blurring, where you will have high-resolution images of the rest of the continent, but when it comes to the direct center of Antarctica, you have nothing but blurred white nothingness. Now, if you remember, we've spoken about Admiral Richard Byrd in the past when we were speaking about how he took a Navy fleet down to Antarctica and was attacked by these flying saucers that burst out of the ocean and literally wiped out half of his fleet. So when you leave this video, Google Admiral Richard E. Byrd to hear more about that. However, Admiral Byrd also, who was, by the way, a very distinguished, well-known, well-respected pioneer, aviator, and polar explorer, flew over the North Pole in May of 1926 and led numerous expeditions to Antarctica, including a flight over the South Pole on November 29, 1929. So basically, through one of Mr. Byrd's diaries, it was found that he had written about a gaping hole over the North Pole and that he had actually entered inner Earth. In his diary, along with other witnesses, he tells of entering this hollow interior of the Earth, traveling 1,700 miles over mountains, lakes, vegetation, animal life, and that he saw, quote, monstrous animals resembling the mammoth of antiquity moving through the underbrush, and that he eventually found cities with a thriving civilization. Now, Admiral Byrd also stated that the inner Earth has an inner sun, and that his theory was that the poles of Earth are convex rather than concave, and that ships and planes can actually fly or drive right in.
diametrically. If I had my gun, we'd have fresh meat for dinner. That's what he is. He's a flesh eater. Can he swim? No, thank God.
The Mahoxie Indians of Guyana and also of the northern Amazon basin have a very interesting legend concerning an entrance to the inner earth. And according to their legend, there is an entrance to the underworld there. And at one point, they were in charge of security over the entrance to this location. And according to their legend, they could descend into this world and come into contact with the very tall men who were basically giants, 15 feet tall, 12 feet tall. And they had been given this task of guarding this location and the entrance and not letting anyone else enter.
Traveling for 15 days down into this cavern until they literally put down their torches, because there's these inner balls of light that will light you the rest of the way on steps that are 33 inches long. Eventually making it into caverns where food was growing, lit by 4 large sun-like discs that they couldn't even stare at, they were so bright. And they described the food as being apples the size of a human head, grapes the size of a human fist. Interacting with giant beings that they described as being 3 to 4 meters in height, who would catch giant fish for them and give it to them as a gift. And that kind of detail, coming from a culture who didn't have any access to libraries, didn't have any access to television, satellite, internet. How is it that they come across or begin to tell stories that are being duplicated in all these other cultures? There has to be some truth to it. Now, whether it's completely hollow inside or whether or not these vast caverns are just there, I believe that they're there. And a lot of people believe that they're inhabited by what we would describe as being an alien species, an ultra-terrestrial species. There's a lot of scientists today, planetary scientists, credible planetary scientists, that will tell you that when a planet evolves, when it comes into being, it has to do so in such a way that the center is hollow. Now, whether or not the Earth itself is completely hollowed out inside, or whether or not they are just vast inner caverns that might be the size of whole continents. In ancient civilization, they have these hollow Earth stories.
It's not just the Earth that is said to have these holes, but every planet in the solar system, from Mars to Saturn. Here's an interesting image of the North Pole of Saturn, which shows this vortex surrounding a massive hole that's near the size of the Earth at the top of Saturn. And we've spoken before about planets and moons around the solar system that show characteristics of being hollow. We've talked about the moon being hollow. But an interesting thing to note, as you're seeing in these images here, is the United States government does not allow planes to fly over the poles. In all of these flight radar maps that you're seeing here, you will notice this massive circular hole that no plane has ever been allowed to cross over. All flights are directed to go around the poles. And any airline pilot flying into these areas will tell you this.
In the broad Matanuska Valley near Anchorage, we're in the heart of Alaska's small agricultural district. In the long daylight hours of summer,
cabbages often reach the size of this one. It weighs, believe it or not, 60 pounds. One of these huge vegetables makes an ideal spot for Karen Frazier to sit down and write a postcard to the folks back home. Well, stimulated by the warm sun that shines for as long as 20 hours a day, flowers of all descriptions mature rapidly. Vegetables such as these beets grow to 5 and 6 times their normal size, and this looks more like a watermelon than a zucchini squash.
I want to imagine what is below us, what the earth has to teach us. It is a living thing, and our lives are tied to it, so we don't have to be adherents of the ancient nature religions to know this is important stuff. But the stories can help us that perhaps there is some kind of personality that we're in a relationship with, some god, some goddess more likely, since the earth is maternal, it feeds us, that we need to be respectful of and to seek a deeper relationship with.
Dallas, welcome to the program.
Hi, Art. How are you doing tonight?
I'm doing okay. Where are you, Dallas?
We are located in Bakersfield.
We?
I.
Oh, okay.
I am.
You are in Bakersfield.
Yes, correct.
Well, gee, Dallas, you really are honestly set on the 24th of May to go looking for the North Pole, the hole, I guess, reported at the North Pole by Admiral Byrd. Is that really true?
That is true. Actually, the whole process has been an awakening within that started when I was a young child. I'm really excited about what we have going on. As it became more clear to me about what would be going on and what we're going to encounter, I began to realize that we're going to have a pole shift. And that's the inception of the Solar Trek. That's how it actually started. I brought it up with a few friends of mine.
We're going to have a pole shift, but if you, it seems to me that if there is a pole shift, one of the poorest places you could possibly be would be at the pole. Or is that wrong?
Actually, the hole itself is actually dimensional. So it is a portal. The energy entrance basically would act as a shield. Because inside there's an inner atmosphere, and the inner atmosphere is a firmament.
No, wait a minute. You're already confusing me, Dallas. You're going to go to look for a hole, right?
Right.
A real hole.
Yes, a real hole.
A real hole. The one that, and in fact, it was true that Admiral Byrd reported a hole at the North Pole.
Yes, as a matter of fact, I believe that Admiral Byrd did fly through the hole, and that would be documented. But the hole itself is actually a dimensional realm.
It's both. Are you saying then that it is both? It is a dimensional portal, and
exactly.
It's an actual physical hole as well?
Exactly. That merges into a higher vibration and frequency. That is a higher dimension. So time becomes a now.
Time becomes...
There's basically a different time frame. Human beings in the hollow earth could actually live up to 812, 1700 years old because of the firmament atmosphere that keeps them protected from ultraviolet rays and infrared cosmic rays. And
that would be like biblical humans, Dallas.
Well, we actually did have a firmament around Mother Earth in the beginning, in the biblical day. It was actually beautiful. You could look up upon it, and it would act like a telescopic lens because it was actually water that had frozen over. And it would pull in the planetary systems and celestial readings. And
how old are you, Dallas?
I'm actually 31.
31. And
old spirit in a young body.
Yeah.
And that firmament melted, by the way, and that's what caused the flood.
Before Dallas, you decided on this expedition. what were you doing in life? I mean, I want to understand somehow how you got from whatever you were doing in life to going to the North Pole to descend into a hole.
Well, actually, it's been a process. It started from being a young child. I learned to remove myself, kind of step outside of the aquarium.
Right. No.
Watch the process.
Listen.
The process, and
bear with me for a second, Dallas. What were you doing before? Not so much as a child, but before you made this decision to have the expedition. What were you doing? Were you like an office worker? Were you in school? I mean, what?
I was a personal trainer.
A personal trainer.
And
all right.
I lived in Hawaii.
Okay. Oh, I see. And that's where you made the connection to the Hawaiian kahuna.
Exactly. And the whole process began to unfold.
I see. Okay. And there was something that you were taught or learned from this kahuna that sent you on this trek to the North Pole. I want to understand.
Yes, that began to paint the picture a lot more clear, and I began to understand that there are cavern systems and caves that traverse the whole mantle.
You believe that our Earth, well, it's not really exactly hollow, is it? In other words, if there's caverns, that means and passageways, that means it's in rock. So it's not exactly a hollow Earth. You hear people talk about hollow Earth. That implies this big, giant hollow area down there.
Right. Well, you can look at it kind of a geode. Once you get past the mantle,
yes,
there is an open, huge cavern that would be illuminated, would have a bright light.
Why?
I see this as I speak.
Where would the light come from?
Okay, there's several sources, and you have to remember that the tribes of old were actually very intelligent people. They walked barefoot a lot. They were in touch with Mother Earth. They understood the energy grid system. They understood the electromagnetic cleansing that can be performed to remove the negative residue, etc. They would traverse into the caves and caverns, and which is a mantle. I never really claim exact numbers and dates, but the mantle is anywhere from 800 feet in some spots to 1,200, 1,400 feet in another spot.
Wow.
And that can consist of cavern. It could be a pocket of oil, pocket of diamonds, a pocket of gold, different elements within the mantle itself. The cavern system is a labyrinth, and it actually goes around the whole circumference of the Earth. There's actual water tunnels within the mantle as well, and there's aquatic beings, if you will, that can go around the whole mantle. It's even possible submarines can traverse the whole mantle in the water tunnels. I learned about the Hawaiian tunnel and the cavern systems. I learned that...
Now, how do you know all this?
I just do. It's because I remembered what was forgotten.
You had an NDE, a near-death experience.
Yes, I did. I had an NDE.
All right, let's see if we can flesh this one out. It says your car flew 250 feet backwards, going 70 miles an hour now. Why were you going backwards 70 miles an hour, Dallas?
Actually, I lived on Bear Mountain in a cabin.
Yeah. And
actually was abducted up there. I'd like to remember to bring that up. Bear Mountain would be right by Anthill, Tehachapi Mountain. That's a hotbed for UFO activity. And it also was another puzzle piece that...
Dallas?
Yes.
Try and answer my question straight on here. I'm asking you why your car was going backwards at 70 miles
an hour. I'm sorry, sir. I have my mind's full of thoughts.
Okay, well, empty your mind for a moment. At least shallow it out a bit and try and focus on this. Why were you going backwards at 70 miles an hour?
Okay, I was leaving from my cabin in Tehachapi going to Rosedale, which is in Bakersfield, and it was in the middle of El Nino.
Right.
I actually knew it was going to happen from when I met my kahuna. I actually was aware of my graduation or my ascension, basically the completion of initiated, because a shaman has to die.
Dallas.
So anyways, I was driving down the highway in the middle of El Nino, and I hydroplaned.
Oh, yes.
And I spun around 6 or 7 times and went off a cliff, estimated 70 miles an hour, and I didn't hit until like 70 feet down.
Well, so you should be dead as a doornail.
Yeah, I actually have pictures which I would recommend people look at.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, and I have the actual newspaper article.
I'd like to see that, actually, Dallas. Where is that?
Cosmic Manuscript.
No. Do you have a, well, I mean, I'll let you give that here in a moment, but I would like to, let's see, do we have that information?
Yeah, you better look before it floods with people.
I've got Cosmic, let's see, cosmicmanuscript.com.
Correct.
Is that where I go?
Yes, correct.
All right, I'm there. Now what?
The story.
The story, okay, I'm there.
Okay, and that's the actual newspaper article and the actual photos of...
Driver escapes death in fall from rain-slickened highway is the story. Okay, there it is. And there's your car. Oh, my God, Dallas.
Yes, exactly.
I'm not sure I would call that a car anymore.
Yeah, it's totaled. It was actually turned into a convertible, and it's not a convertible.
Holy smokes, Dallas. You're telling me you went off a cliff in this thing doing 70 backwards and then down 70 feet?
Right.
Well, you really should be dead.
I really, I'm thankful I'm here and I have another chance. I really am.
Who insisted this car accident was for sure decapitation and the driver could not possibly have survived? Who said that?
There was actually a policeman and fireman there, and they brought it down. There was a body bag brought down. There was a lot of confusion. I was so overwhelmed and opened. Basically, all that did is open me to now, because now has no time. Now is eternal.
I see a quote from you here. It says, "Rain," Thompson said, "is something that can kill you."
Exactly. El Nino's coming again, by the way.
I know.
And I already defeated it one time, so I should be all right the next time.
You defeated El Nino?
I went to the heart of an El Nino, and I conquered and came out alive. So, and we made peace, and there was everything happened for a reason. And
you made peace with El Nino?
Yes, peace with El Nino, just peace with nature in general, and I understood my purpose, and I balanced and harmonized myself. And
right. Well, look, I'm willing to certainly. I mean, here are the photos. There's no denying it. You should be dead. You had. When you say you had an NDE, did you actually experience physical death, Dallas?
I actually think I was taken, exactly just like that, taken from the moment. And because when I came back, my seatbelt was still buckled. Because there's no way.
Did you experience, to your knowledge, actual physical? It looks to me like you would have. Actual physical death, do you think?
Well, I think death is spiritual. So I did experience a spiritual reality, which is now. I went in, some could say the astral realm. I'm still learning and understanding as I go. But I definitely did enter a dimensional vibration or frequency. Everything came clear. Because when you come now, the future is not the future is now. And so I understood what was to come. Things became more clear, and it opened me up to bring back basically the manuscript, which is my gift and thanks to everyone on the planet. That I love everyone. Basically, I'm sorry if I've done anybody wrong. I got another chance, and do we need to love the planet? Because that's the main vision that I had. You
must love it. You're getting ready to go down into
we have got to take care of our planet. We're running out of oxygen. Our trees are being cut down. We need to plant more trees. We're digging holes in Mother Earth that are unbalancing her. We're putting buildings that are shifting her harmonic balance. There's a lot of negativity going on, and it's making You
sound, Dallas, like the Hopi.
I'm actually Cherokee.
Yeah, but you really do sound like the Hopi. I interviewed some Hopi elders, and they say much the same sort of thing. Exactly the same kind.
Right. I actually did study under Hopi when I lived in the teepee and taught the youth. That was in Arizona, though.
At any rate, this is a lot of what they say. You know, that Mother Earth is virtually under attack, and we are the attackers. And
she's going to shift and shake all of it off and move to a different position to rest and connect her harmonic balance again.
You know, all things tend to come back into balance.
Well, yeah, basically every human cycle has encountered a catastrophe at the end of the cycle. And we're next.
We're next, huh?
Exactly.
And how far away do you think that is, Dallas?
I'm getting a breakup on our phone line here.
Yeah, I'm hearing it also. I was going to have you redial at the bottom of the hour here.
Okay, I'll do that.
Okay.
Like I said, I don't like to claim an exact date or time, and I think people that do you should be wary of. But I do feel that it's coming, and it's going to come in the blink of the eye, and it's going to be at night. It's going to be like a thief in the night. And it'll be when people are least expecting it. Everyone will have one date in particular, and then it won't be that date, so they will lose interest, and then bam, they'll come in through the back door, basically.
Well, that's when these things happen, when you're least expecting it, you know.
Right. Right, that is true. So the whole process is what began to align the Cosmic Manuscript and spread the word. And publicity has been really, really huge. We've been really busy here. I'm planning May 24th, 2003. That's my birthday, actually. Mm-hmm. The whole movement that has been created is actually to bring awareness to people of the upcoming shift, that caves and caverns are there, and they can create shelter for certain tribes and individuals. And I can't reach everybody, but I recommend you walk barefoot, and you'll be beckoned and called to certain caves that will merge with your dimension and tone and frequency.
And then what? I mean, why?
You'll survive the shift.
In a cave?
Yes, some caves will actually save you from the catastrophe, absolutely. As a matter of fact...
But will it be worth coming out? It's like they used to say after a nuclear war, they used to say, would you want to survive?
That's the million-dollar question that, a lot of people would have. But I would think that we learn from the mistakes we've made before. We rebuild. I see it as a place of union, a place of everybody planting. The barter systems will be of shells or a type of money that is no longer what we have, possibly sharing and giving and growing for the tribe. The ways of the old will return. So I don't think that could be terribly bad.
But basically we're going to go back to, back to the basics, back to almost the caveman times.
It's actually...
right?
Well, yeah, not to that primitive. We will actually have advanced technology behind comprehension. All tribes of old have had advanced technology.
Well, in this new world, it doesn't sound like we're going to have cars.
There'll actually be electromagnetic vehicles that will...
oh, really?
Yes,
Oh,
and they can go over 10,000 miles an hour.
Oh, this is sounding better.
Yes, exactly. Technology will be enhanced, and the grids will be clean, and we can start anew and fresh.
Really?
Yes.
But in order for this to happen, first, Mother Earth must shake us off like a fly on a horse's tail, right?
Exactly. And there's different images that I see. I see it could be a red shift or a blue shift. It could be from Planet X, which we just heard from Ed Dames is actually real and inbound. A lot of people I've attempted to tell them, what...
There are many people out there who are buying into this Planet X stuff.
Right.
Listen, hold on, Dallas. We'll try and reconnect, see if we can get a kind of a crackle on you two, and we'll try and see if we can get rid of that. Dallas Thompson is my guest, and we'll get down to the nuts and bolts of what he's going to do with a film crew at the North Pole, where he's going to... And as you listen to Dallas, you can, I think, begin to imagine that he's serious about what he says. He probably really will try this. The more I listen to Dallas, the more I'm convinced that may indeed be true. From the high desert, I'm Art Bell. This is Coast to Coast AM. My guest is Dallas Thompson.
I passed my test with good intent and goodwill, and
yeah, but I mean, you would have been crushed. So what is
that's why I do believe that I was taken from that. I was transported to a safe zone, and I actually.
Do you remember being transported?
I remember it was spiritual, and that's what was really odd. I felt that it was physical yet spiritual. I was more activated in my spirit mode at that time. and there were and are beings in that realm. I've actually seen.
So I guess what I'm asking is, at the time the accident actually occurred, were you suddenly in a different place?
Yes, I was.
All right. All right, with all that as background, and that is pretty interesting background, I've got to say, why are you intent? I mean, I really want to know why you're intent on entering the... Is your intent to enter this hole and to head toward the center of the Earth? Is that the idea?
Yes, that's my intent. The whole thing is, what I did in the beginning, the inception of the whole scenario was, I don't want to be involved in the shift. I'd like to talk to a few people about what I've experienced and the visions I've had. And the solo trek came around, and
let's cover that for a second. The solo trek. No, in fact, we'll get to that in a second. I still need to understand, I guess. You say a film crew is going to go to the North Pole with you, right?
Yes, exactly. I've actually worked with this film crew before, and I'd like to touch on this story. It's really interesting.
Well, all right. Please do.
Okay, it has to do with my kahuna. I lived in Hawaii. Actually, my family's been off and on Hawaii 20 years now. Pop was in the Air Force, crypto and stenography, and my brother's actually a lifeguard and attends university. Anyways, I moved up there, and I met the kahuna, and it was really, really odd. I was out on the North Shore, barefoot in the jungle, up above the North Shore, looking down, enjoying my day, and I felt the presence or a being looking upon me, and as I made a peripheral eye contact, he was basically blended in, and just like he was gone. In a blink of the eye, he was in front of me, and I was stunned and shocked. And it was a man with gray hair and a gray beard, and his name was Kahuna, and he owned half of Maui, by the way.
So pretty well off.
Yeah, he actually had amazing artifacts.
Hawaiian real estate's very expensive.
Yeah, and that's where I'm getting at. There was some people interested in buying some of his land, and he didn't want to sell his tribe's land.
Yeah.
So I actually encountered a glowing orb, which was photographed on Waimea Fall, which they just had a catastrophe down there. It's a really sacred land. Anyway, when I encountered the kahuna, I began to talk with him, and he was amazing. He had eternity in his eyes, and he knew that he was getting ready to transfer. And he gave me, basically, he transferred.
Die?
Yeah, basically he knew that he was getting ready to leave his physical body. Because the physical body is just Mother Earth. It's just a suit, a shell.
All right.
So I showed him the photos after we had a good rapport, built a relationship.
You showed him which photos?
The photos that I had taken from Waimea Fall,
yes.
Which I had an orb, which is basically,
yes.
It was a spirit in pure form. And it caught his attention because he had seen them around, and we took it deeper. My brother, an actor, he's been on 90210, Saved by the Bell, and all this good stuff. He had connections with the director, and we ended up getting investors and getting a movie, and we were going to film it on Maui. And we had a big amount of money ready in the film crew, and I was excited because I got to do the special effects, and I really have a great imagination with that, and I definitely felt at home with that. So to make a long story short, the kahuna was being pounded for people wanted to buy the land. They wanted to build hotels and motels, and he, was bigger with that. The movie was getting closer to production. Everything was right on schedule. Kahuna took me for the last time on a barefoot walk into the jungle. I basically was given the gifts of a shaman, a kahuna. He had initiated me. I actually held rocks that were from the stars that fell, and the ancient Hawaiians, they've been passed generation to generation. They would vibrate in my hand. I would see images. It was spiritual, almost beyond holographic. So this continued, and I began to wake up, and I began to see what's really going on, and I saw that I was going to have an NDE. I didn't see all of it, but I knew that that occurrence was ahead of me, and I was offered the gift to not partake in it in return for, basically. And
why didn't you take them up
Well,
on that?
things began to unravel and make more sense to me, and I began to understand what actually I had to basically die before I was reborn. And I think,
right, but I mean, if a person is actually given a choice between going off a cliff at 70 miles an hour in reverse and not.
Well, that was inedible. That was going to happen. Period.
Oh, I see. So it was only the NDE that was optional.
No, it was the fact that I needed to hurry up and become lighter, and hurry up with my frequencies and vibrations, because it's like the hermetic axiom is right when it says all is vibration.
You're losing me a little here.
Okay, I knew the NDE was coming. I didn't know to what extent.
I understand. You've been given a choice, so it was coming.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So the movie was ready for production. Kahuna tells me he's getting ready to transfer. Several moons later, I'm back on the mainland, and Kahuna was killed. He was ran over by a Humvee.
Oh no.
Yeah.
A Humvee.
And he was in a car, and he never drove a car either. And the one time he drove in like 3 or 4 years to go take care of a course case, it was a case over his land, he was ran over on the way there. So
the spiritual Kahuna was accordioned by a Humvee.
It was a government Humvee.
Yeah, it figures. All right. Well,
he was a good guy with good intentions.
Yeah, of course.
It had to do with land. And
now, how are you getting the money to go to the North Pole? Does that come from the Kahuna? I mean, the Kahuna has big
actually,
bucks, right?
Kahuna has caves that are all over.
The question is, how are you getting the money?
We have the investors. One's from Japan and one is in Hollywood, and that's taken care of. I'm not asking for any donations.
2 investors. Are these? Have you checked into whether these people are involved in the Faces of Death videos at all?
They're not. They're actually have been involved in a few blockbusters, actually.
But not Faces of Death. I mean,
I don't think Faces of Death. I think that they see a great documentary, a great movie, and they get rights to it. They like my character. They know I'm full of energy, full of life.
But don't they understand at some level that you could be committing suicide? After all, a plan to take. What is this?
Solo Trek.
Solo Trek. Now,
it weighs 350 pounds, by the way, without anyone in it.
350 pounds with no one in it. It's. Do you have a picture of it?
I actually do.
Where?
Okay. You can go to your website. The guest info.
I'm there.
Fly to Hollow Earth.
Well, no, wait a minute. Guest info. A guest book, I see.
Oh, no. Are you on my web already?
Yeah, I'm there.
Okay. It's probably the 3rd or 4th link from the top. You see the Hollow Earth there with the UFO and all that good stuff?
Let's see. I see chapters. I'm looking for links. I don't see links. I see the cosmicmanuscript.com. That's where I am.
Oh, you're on Cosmic Manuscript? Okay, I have a whole other website. This is years of research, by the way, that I want you to show you. I have Hollow Earth tribes in there as well.
Which one do you want me to go to?
The Fly to Hollow Earth.
Oh, Fly to Hollow Earth. I'm sorry. All right, here it is. It's a Java site. It'll take a second here. Because I want to see this.
I have Hollow Earth tribe photos too, Art. I want you to look at. These are.
All right. Well, one at a time. All right, I'm here. Now what?
Okay. The 3rd or 4th link down, past like there's a cluster of links at top.
I see them. Yes.
Okay. On top of the planet, the Hollow Earth with the UFO, like the 3rd or 4th link, it will say the Solar Trek. Our team is going to use the Solar Trek. Can we trust the Inner Earth tribes?
Let's see. I'm not seeing that. Let's see. Okay, here's some more links now.
Yeah, right there. It's right at the top, right on top of that globe.
It's on top of the globe. Says time travel.
Okay. Spectacular time travel documents. Go past general links right there. Crystal cities under Hawaii. Keep going. It's under Crystal cities of Hawaii.
You have about 1 million links here.
Yeah, it's the ones under general links at the very top. See where it says general link at the very top? Or by the moon.
By the moon. I see the moon.
Okay, right next to it, general links on the left.
That I don't see. Well, I see GE and then it's cut off.
Okay, well, there's a lot of people here.
Something's wrong.
There's a lot of people on the web right now. Okay, see spectacular time travel documents right there?
Yes.
Crystal cities under Hawaii?
Yes.
Okay, right there. Press the one under Hollow Earth entry.
That I don't see.
Hollow Earth.
Okay, I think, unfortunately, all right, let's forget that for a second, because I think something's wrong and I'm not seeing
right there under
everything.
Crystal City.
Some of the graphics aren't coming up, so just tell me about this.
Okay, I know what we can do, Art.
What?
Go to solartrek.com.
Solartrek.com?
Yeah.
Is that one of the links?
Yeah, that's their website.
All right. Hold on. That's,
It's important you see this.
all right,
Amazing.
fine.
SOLOTREK.
Solotrek.com. Right? Okay.
Yeah, I'm excited. It's beautiful.
Oh, my God.
Exactly.
All right, here it is.
Yes.
Yeah, okay. It looks like it's got two gigantic fans.
They are exactly that.
Okay.
It takes out vertically.
Yeah, I can see that it would. And
It's a honeycomb frame, so it's light.
So these exist now, right?
Yes, they exist. Well, they're in the last phase of production. So
okay,
we got the bat.
What will this vehicle be able to do? I mean, obviously it's a vertical or personal craft of some sort.
It can fly close to the ground, getting past radar, which is pretty nifty. It's made for confined spaces, which is really good. It's actually...
How long will it run?
I have the stats actually on it. Let's see here.
That is, it runs on what, gas?
Gasoline.
Gasoline, all right.
Actually, JP4, JP5, and JP8.
Jet fuel.
Jet fuel, yes. Maximum speed is like 70 knots. Maximum range is 100 nautical miles. So
100 nautical?
Yeah, but we plan on actually modifying the fuel tank.
Well, if you're going to be descending into the Earth,
we're actually going to leave from a boat or up around Jan Mayen Island, Cook Island, somewhere up there. This island top of the world.
So you actually, let me get this straight. You've really got the funds together.
Yes, we do.
To do this.
It's a matter of if I just.
I mean, this is no cheap matter. You've got to get one of these Solotrek.
Yeah, these guys
really
are
cool.
supportive. Yes.
And then you've got to. They were supportive. You told Solotrek about it.
Solotrek's actually, they just came out on the market. They're looking for investors. They're looking for publicity. They're looking for anything they can for their new company.
Well, you'll be publicity, all right.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Exactly.
So they've made you a pretty good deal, I take it.
Well, actually, they're working. My investors are the ones that are purchasing all. So they're on the first batch because they're gentlemen batches, and they will be available to the general public. By the way, the public sectors, also the military and paramilitary, which is pretty amazing.
You're obviously going to get one early.
I'm excited. I'm actually working on a TV show where they're going to have one on display, and I get to talk and go around it and actually get in it and stuff. And I'm really excited about that. It's awesome. I really am excited to fly it.
Yeah, I can see why. I mean, personal flight, especially like this, where you're out in the open with the machine, has always attracted me. I broke my arm hang gliding for that very reason. And so this kind of thing has always attracted me. So you're going to get one of these. Then you've got to hire a ship. I mean, it's no small matter getting near the North Pole.
Right.
That's going to cost a lot of money.
Yes, it is. And that's where our investors are really... glad that we've got, it was neat, the coincidental synchronicities in it all, how it just all unfolded and everyone came together.
Well,
how
do you get the ship?
You just rent them. You can rent them.
You rent them?
The main thing is getting, because see, we have a bunch of people on our crew. I belong to a bunch of news groups on the internet. I'm pretty much well known all over the world now, and people know I have a lot of energy and I constantly go. I don't sleep. I just meditate. I've made contact with so many people. A lot of people are involved, and a lot of people want to participate, and that's great, and I recommend that. It's just gotten to the point where we've had intelligence come to our attention that there's security around the hole. But once you actually traverse past the security and traverse the hole, the intelligence within already knows you're coming, and they will navigate.
What kind of...
they'll put an electromagnetic bubble around you and navigate. So you don't have to worry about...
Dallas.
Okay.
What kind of security surrounds the hole at the pole?
I would say our third-dimensional security and interdimensional security as well.
But not U.S. Marines?
I would say most definitely all the good guys are always keeping an eye on the hole.
The good guys?
Yeah.
What do you mean by good guys?
Well, I mean the agencies and armed forces definitely patrol the hole. They actually have what they call they're little mechanical bees or mechanical flies that fly in a swarm, and they actually micro-mechanical flying insects, and it's rumored that
they protect the hole.
Yeah, they have cameras built on them, and they look like a real insect. They're getting pretty popular nowadays. And the interdimensional use the rod basically as a to just watch and monitor, which is an interdimensional device actually. So the hole is protected, and And with all this publicity, it's getting really interesting. We are shooting for our date. We may do it a week before or a week after or a couple, but we do want to do it. There's a lot of people with a lot of money that want to, because I don't know the exact date, but there's signs you watch for art. The animals are a good sign to watch, by the way. When the newspapers fill up with pets that are lost and running wild, that's a great sign to understand that something is coming real quick.
Oh, that's true.
Yes.
Jim Birkeland, the geologist, watches that very closely.
Right.
For earthquakes and so forth and so on. And I would think you would want to, because you certainly wouldn't want to be in the hole when there's an earthquake there.
Actually, the animals are really sensitive. The whales and dolphins are already, they're already experiencing the shift. We are already in the shift. It's already started. It's just a slow process before it does it real quick. That's why the animals are going to go berserk again. They're going to beach themselves. Sharks are going to attack again. A lot of people say that's with heart, but it goes beyond, and it has.
They've actually been making videos lately of animals that attack their owners.
Yes, that's the shift. That it's almost, people are feeling it. They're feeling anxious. They know something's going on, but they can't put their finger on it.
What's going to happen? I mean, you must have done some research on this.
I've been researching this since I was a kid.
Hold on, slow up.
Okay.
When you actually begin descending into the hole in Earth, is it going to get hotter? Is it going to get colder? Is it going to be just a shaft that you're in? Are you going to be descending in a large area? What's the terrain going to be like as you go down?
Okay. This is what reminds me. I want to bring it up, and don't let us forget what we're talking about. There's actually a light within the cavern system, so it's illuminated.
Right.
The moss also glows, too.
Okay.
And also, the tribes of old and the intelligence from other solar systems.
What did I ask you now?
Okay, you asked me what the terrain was.
Yes.
The terrain actually differs. It's a misconception that it gets hot down there.
Okay.
That lava is actually a vent system that just it goes around the mantle.
So it's not everywhere.
No.
So in other words, it'll be what, a constant cool temperature then?
Some parts it's so cold it's hot. So that's kind of spooky, but...
What does that mean?
That just means you don't want to go in that cavern, basically.
But, I mean,
there's all polarities. There's positive...
So cold that it's hot. I mean, you really have to try to explain that to me. So cold that it's hot.
There are some chambers that the tribes of old were actually smart. They manipulated the light that does come down there, the cosmic ray, the particles, to where they bounce off this crystal to that crystal to that crystal, and they go through the crystal caves, light up crystal cathedrals that are mineral cathedrals like 20 feet tall. They're really beautiful, and they keep sparking and shimmering the light, so it lights up all the passageways. It's amazing.
So cold that it's hot.
Yeah, and then there's some caverns that are basically so cold, below freezing, that if you just touch them, it can basically freeze your foot off.
Oh, well, that would be traditional cold. It's like a burn when you get something that cold. I see. So cold, not hot. I'm Art Bell. Dallas Thompson is my guest. He's going into the hole at the North Pole soon. I am all right. Dallas Thompson is my guest. He's headed for the North Pole in a vehicle, one-man vehicle, is going to descend down in the hole, Admiral Byrd talked about, down toward the center of the Earth. He's going to have a film crew. He's got the investors. He's got the money. He's got the means. And in a moment, a couple of comments for him with regard to what the audience is saying about this whole concept as explained thus far. All right. Once again, here is Dallas Thompson, who plans to go down to the center of the Earth. And Dallas, I'm going to level with you, and I'm going to read you a couple of comments that I'm getting, typical comments I'm getting from the audience on Fast Blast, which is, our computer ability to send messages here, and some of it is rather harsh.
Yeah, I can understand that.
For example, this guy is obviously manic and delusional, says one person. Let's see, another says, this poor soul is a bipolar manic in his manic phase. Another says, this guy sounds crazy as a loon. He makes JC sound normal. Now, that's pretty harsh stuff.
I send him love and light.
Do you?
And, yeah, I do. I've been doing live radio interviews for 2 years now, and I've encountered, you name it, I've already experienced that situation. So some people are angry when they first encounter opening their mind to new thoughts, and that's usually the first, wave, and then after that, they start to look into the facts, do their own research, and all I'm doing is asking people to look within themselves and find who they are and turn inside out, basically, because all the answers they need are inside. They just have to remember. I wanted to bring up, as far as the mantle, all of the tribes of old, the Hawaiian, the Mayan, the Aboriginal, Indian,
yes,
Egyptians, even back into Sumerian times, have had elders, seers, shamans go into the caves and caverns and keep the bloodlines going, keep the tribe alive.
Well, do you think they honestly understood what was within the earth, or even had been there, or
Absolutely.
or that it was a myth and a legend that grew? Because of course we walk on the earth, so we naturally wonder what's below us. But I mean, come on.
Actually,
this hollow world where there are beings living and all the rest of that, Dallas, that's pretty far out stuff.
Actually, it's not. If you think of it, think of Mother Earth as a hive.
Well, yeah, but as a hive?
Yeah. That's
okay.
a thought. Well, in all the tribes of old Egypt, they have a tunnel under the pyramid that went past the mantle and tapped the technology. That's how they got the technology for that particular cycle.
No, I was there and I didn't see it.
Well, of course you didn't see it. It's underground.
Well, I went down.
Well, there is access to the technology, which is from the beings. That's how they tapped it. That's how they accelerated their technology and amplified. Definitely. They had contact with beings from inner dimensions and beyond.
Well, what are these beings that are within the earth? Describe them.
Okay, well, there's actually tribes, humans, that live long because of the firmament atmosphere. It's pure. No cosmic rays, gamma rays.
Not all the PCBs and all the rest of that.
The ELF waves, the microwaves, all the pollution.
Yeah.
So they live longer. And there's also beings from other solar systems that live in other hives. They go from hive to hive, and when they come to our atmosphere, they prefer to go inside.
Did you know that Lee Iacocca allegedly once said, quote, "We've got to pause and ask ourselves, how much clean air do we need?" End quote.
Right. Well, we need lots of clean air. That's why I'm telling everyone to plant trees and to start, showing appreciation for our planet.
Well, what about the air below Earth? I mean,
as above, as
conventionally,
below.
Well, I don't know about that. I mean, miners have gone down, and as I mentioned in the first hour of the program, they used to take canaries with them because in a lot of places there would either be poison or there would be no oxygen, and a little canary would drop over dead.
Exactly.
That would be a big sign for them to go. And aren't you worried about that kind of thing when you go down?
That's security, by the way. That's a part of the security system, is the gas, the pockets of gas that they have where needed.
Well, yeah, but you're going to be flying down into this hole in the North Pole.
Okay, once they know I'm coming before I go. So once I get close to the hole and traverse into the dimensional opening.
Yes.
And this is documented, the holes there. You can look through history. Admiral Byrd with the Navy.
I know.
Okay, I'm saying for the listeners. They actually know I'm coming, so they will navigate me.
All right, but listen, for the listeners, let us go back. Admiral Byrd, what exactly did he document about this supposed hole at the North Pole?
Okay, it was February 19th, 1947.
Right.
Admiral Byrd traversed the hole. He no longer had to use his fuel in the plane. It basically was navigated from the intelligence within. He was guided to a crystal city.
Now, you wrote all of this down?
This is all within me. I just remember.
Within you. What about actual evidence, though?
This is actual evidence. This is documented. I have documents I can show you.
I know, but these are your documents, right?
No, these are the documents. The diary.
Well, that's what I'm asking about. What did he actually write in the diary? Not what you know is true within you.
I'm telling you, it's the exact diary.
Oh, you are?
Yeah.
Well, that's what I was asking.
Yeah, he has actually a secret diary. I have it on my website. I'll tell people I get there later.
You do?
Yeah.
A secret diary?
Yeah.
I mean, there actually was some public discussion about a hole at the North Pole that apparently was in quite a public diary.
Yeah, well, the
right?
Thule Society actually has some footage, which is pretty amazing.
The who society?
Thule.
How do you spell that?
I want to say, Thule.
Oh, Thule.
Yeah.
As in, okay.
Okay, well, anyway, when he was navigating, he was taken into basically the hole. He went past the mantle, and it was actually tropical. The floral and fauna was actually, the trees were actually 800 to 1,200 feet tall. Everything was more plush and greener.
Those
he
are
saw herds of mammoths.
Yeah, those are very large trees.
Yes, and mushrooms, plants, and he saw herds of mammoth. And so that tells us basically
like,
that...
Like the woolly mammoth?
Yes, herds of them.
Wow.
And basically dinosaurs, they found the caverns were warm, and quite a few herds went inside the caves and made their way in.
Oh, you mean so dinosaurs continue then to exist?
Yes, they're real. They're there. I've actually seen, and this sounds far-fetched, but I've actually seen pterodactyls, and they are real and alive.
You've seen, well, wouldn't all of this be of a concern to you? I mean, if you're really going to go down there, facing off a dinosaur, that's serious stuff.
It really is, but it's a lot of it down there is a dimensional thing, and a lot of it just goes by once word is known you're coming. I think that there's a telepathic communication type with all essence that's within that particular dimension. So if you come in as a stranger, I think the dinosaurs will halt you, and all the booby traps will be set. But if you are notified and they know you're coming and it's part of the process of what's unfolding, then I think it's a different thing.
What if you're wrong?
I know I'm not. And I know because I know because I know because I know.
Well, so it's a knowing. I mean, we can't question you beyond that. It's like an article of faith with you, right?
Right. Well, people say, how can you prove this or that? Well, how can you prove angels? How can you prove ghosts? They're there.
These are the things that you just know about the inner earth.
In general, all of the whole big picture, I just am awake, and I do my best not to raise red flags, and just, have people open their mind to the bigger picture and what's really going on.
Well, you do sound extremely enthusiastic, and some people read that as manic.
I'm just excited.
Yeah, I can tell.
The Solar Track to me is like the best toy I could have ever imagined.
It is a hell of a toy. I'd actually like to have one myself.
Exactly.
I don't think my wife would let me have it, but I'd love to have one.
Yes, you actually will be able to purchase them pretty soon. So, hey, Art, I have some Hollow Earth Tribe skull photos I really want to show you.
Hollow Earth what?
Tribe photos.
Tribe photos?
Yeah, they're skull photos of the tribes from a tribe in the Hollow Earth. It's amazing.
You mean photos of the beings?
Of their skull. It's about 6, 7, I think about 5, 6 pictures of their skulls, and these are Hollow Earth beings.
Of their what?
Hollow Earth beings, and it's their actual skull.
What is a skull?
Their skull on your head.
You mean like a turban?
Well, actually, their entire head. It's the bone of their entire head. The bones.
Oh, you're saying skulls?
Yeah, skull.
Skulls.
Yes.
All right. You see,
You have to see them, Art.
Do I?
Yes, they're amazing.
All right. Where is it that
on the Fly to Hollow Earth.
Wait a minute. You're just going to have to sort of.
Okay. The best way to do it, there's a flying saucer once you get to the Hollow Earth website that is spinning. It's right under the globe on top.
Okay, well, I'm way behind now because I was somewhere else. I was reading yet more things about you. On the Hollow Earth, Fly to Hollow Earth website?
Yes,
All right.
People could put Fly to Hollow Earth in Google and they'd find it.
Yeah. As a matter of fact, I can't even get on right now because it's so jammed up.
It really is, and I really want you to see these photos. They're amazing.
Well,
hey, how about on break? I help you find them.
Well, yeah, but the problem is that right now they're assaulting your website.
Yeah.
And so actually, I just sort of got on. All right.
Okay, good deal.
Now what?
Okay, you see the globe there? Has the hole on it, the UFO and the moon?
Yep.
Okay, it's about 5 links down from the moon. Under Cosmic Manuscript, keep going past third and fourth dimensions.
And what does it say?
It says amazing pictures of Hollow Earth tribes, and keep going down until you see the UFO moving, swirling around. And you'll see right next to it, amazing pictures, Hollow Earth tribes, finally revealed.
I'm just not seeing it. See, what's happened is, because your website is so jammed.
What links do you see, Art?
Some of the graphics are just not coming up the way they're supposed to.
We don't need graphics. It's,
so you're just going to have to tell me about it. These are skulls.
They're amazing. They're actually skulls from tribes within the Hollow Earth.
How do you know that that's where they're from, as opposed to just, I don't know, ancient above-Earth skulls?
Okay, because if they roamed on the upper Earth, then they would be seen and not hidden, and so they wouldn't be. They would be common, not uncommon. They've managed to be eluded.
What is the difference, if I were to be able to see it right now, between a regular human skull or even an ancient skull and the skulls you're talking about?
They have a longer, I would say, bigger heads, a longer, I would say, brain. It's a bigger brain.
And where did you come upon these skulls?
They're actually from a library. This website, I have such an amazing story. The website I've created, you can't find these websites that I display on the search engines anymore. This has taken years of research.
Yes.
I happen to locate these in a library, actually a museum, and they're authentic and they're mind-blowing. And I've never seen them anywhere on the net except for Fly to Hollow Earth. And you have to see them, Art. Maybe on break we can attempt to find them.
Perhaps. But I mean, you've got to imagine that a lot of people in the audience don't have a computer, so they're not going to see them anyway, so it's best that you describe it.
Okay, basically, a lot of them, the skulls look like the Egyptian gods, how they had the inflated skull.
Where were these found? Where were they found?
Huh?
Where were they found?
These were actually discovered in a cave in the ground.
That makes sense.
Yeah, and they're really amazing. But I wanted to bring up, as far as once you get inside, it's a firmament atmosphere. So the air down there is actually, it's breathable. But I would say the majority of the population is beyond the third dimension. They're dimensional.
Huh. Not physical in the sense of...
Yeah, and as far as the UFOs and all that good stuff and the aliens and what have you, I have some stories I want to bring up that are amazing. One about the blue orb and also the metallic orb. But UFOs, aliens are actually, they can take any form they need in any particular cycle. For the Hawaiians, it was the Tiki gods. For Egypt, it was the Egyptian gods. For the Aborigine, it was...
What about for the Christians, Dallas?
Well, basically, there's polarities in all energy. So...
you said that they took the form of these various gods. Are they virtually taking the forms of all gods? You're saying that all gods really are aliens?
I think that they can...
is that a yes or a no?
They can unfold that script if they want to.
So
but it may not be the genuine script.
Are you thinking that all gods are aliens? That's the question.
I would say that...
Yes.
Yeah, they're an alien to our perception. But in the divine process and celestial balance, they fit in with perfect harmony. Definitely.
Are all gods that we worship here on Earth, including the God of Christians, really aliens masquerading? Is that what you're saying?
I'm saying that they can take any form they want. And if a form that is comfortable for you or me, that'll be basically what they present themselves. Basically, an alien is an organic flesh suit or a holographic laser.
So would you say then that most written literature with regard to the presence of gods on Earth, and there are many worshipped very fervently here,
right,
actually were aliens? And that's where this information has come from.
No, they were actually, we can get into the Nephilim, the Anunnaki, into that. So they're actually... Some are real beings, and...
Were Nephilim real beings? Were they...
Nephilim were giants, actually, once they breeded with humans.
Oh, yes, but were they cast down... No.
Was that Art?
Were they cast down? Were the Nephilim cast down, or were those aliens?
Actually, I perceive, this is when I see the aliens, I see them as a holographic... perception that's projected. The source of it is in a whole other subject. They can take any form they want. The Nephilim are basically fit into the angel hierarchy. As far as beings, the Anunnaki and Nephilim have to do with Mars. They have to do with the moon. They have to do with our planet. I think all planets are a hive. My tribe does as well.
Dallas,
I actually have satellite footage of all the planets, and you got to see those too.
Dallas, when my producers interviewed you, did you explain all this to them?
No, I didn't.
You didn't?
No.
Why not?
I just briefly touched on the story and filled them in. And
what were they mostly interested in, Dallas?
They wanted to know basically what I know.
Well, then why didn't you begin telling them like this?
Because it just flows out of me, basically. That's why.
I feel the flow, Dallas.
Exactly.
Yeah. So you're going to descend into the Earth in this machine, and a lot of people are asking questions about running out of gasoline and the fact that you're going to get what, 100 miles? You think you could go 100 miles down? One tank, or even further?
Once you get past the hole, I will be navigated, so fuel won't even be it won't be a problem. I will modify the tank, but once I actually traverse the hole, they'll navigate me.
And just like the Admiral, you're not going to need any more gasoline.
Exactly.
So your machine will be flying on dimensional energy or something.
It'll be actually an electromagnetic bubble that'll be around me.
Dallas?
Yes.
You might die.
I actually am here for a reason, and I want to say to people that...
All right, once again, into the dark night with Dallas Thompson. And Dallas, offhand, do you remember the names of the producers that you spoke with who did the pre-interview with you?
Pre-interview radio interview?
Yeah, before you came on here.
Oh, I've been on several, BBC...
No, Dallas.
What?
No. Before you came on this program...
Oh, Lisa.
Lisa. Okay, Lisa. Is she the only one you spoke with?
I think so.
I see. Lisa, okay. All right. There are a number of people who would like to speak to you now. It's a hopeless case, Dallas. I'm not going to get on your website because, as unlikely in some ways as it would seem, they're bombarding your website and they're looking at the skulls. And for example, Kendall in Colorado Springs, Colorado, actually says, all right, the skulls look just like the skulls would be of the Coneheads. Now, do you remember the Coneheads movie?
I do.
You do?
But there's actually a pumpkin skull on there, too, that defies description.
A pumpkin?
A pumpkin head skull, yeah.
Timely, Halloween's coming. But, I mean, really, he thinks they look like Coneheads.
Yeah, some do.
Do they?
Just like the Greys. Some people think the Greys are cone, too.
Yeah? All right, I'd like to subject you to questions from the audience.
Okay. Hey,
right.
Lisa's not in trouble, is she?
I haven't made that determination yet.
Am I sharing too much?
Hold on a second, Dallas. First-time caller line, you're on the air with Dallas Thompson. Hello.
Yeah.
Yes, hello.
Hi, I'm calling from Evansville, Indiana, and listen to you on WGBF 1280.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I'm glad I got through. First time I ever tried and got through right away.
We're probably glad to.
I was wondering if Dallas had ever heard that tape you had when it went out when the Russians sent that microphone down there in Siberia in that hole.
Actually, I have heard that. I actually have that on my Hollow Earth website.
Now doesn't that...
You do?
You know,
I do, yes.
That very tape?
That very tape.
And where might
it was with you, Arbel.
So in other words, you took my recording?
No, actually, some website. I just linked to them, and they actually have the recording on their description. I can show it to you sometime.
Well, aren't you a little worried about that, Dallas?
It's a good point, Dallas. He's making a really good point. You know, if this story, and it was a Reuters story, is true about scientists that drilled the deep hole in Siberia and then lowered the microphones into the hole and, as we all know, came up with a sound that... If you're going to lower yourself into that, aren't you at all concerned?
I feel that there's polarity within the cavern world. Some beings are just doing their part. And so I plan on...
Do you think that's down there?
I think that there is a cavern that I wouldn't want to visit.
So in other words, it may be that the Russian scientists that drilled down in just happened to drill into the unfortunate negative cavern.
Yeah, something like that. And there's other caverns.
So, caller, he's not worried because there's positive caverns down there.
Yeah, well,
okay. All right, well, good luck, Dallas.
Alrighty. When I say positive caverns, I mean they're like Atlantis. The ruins of Atlantis would be a certain tribe. There's
by
certain tribes.
comparison, obviously. I mean, to that, anything would be pretty much positive, right?
Yeah, exactly. The technology is positive. It's what we do with it that I'm concerned about.
I understand. Okay, wildcard line, you're on there with Dallas Thompson. Hello.
It's Dallas.
Hi, how are you tonight?
I have 2 questions for you, sir.
Okay.
Quickly.
Alrighty.
You're familiar with the 1964 book, The Hollow Earth, by Dr. Raymond Bernard, I'm sure.
Yes, I've actually heard about that and looked into it a little bit.
Well,
I'm actually legally blind, so I don't read too much.
Okay.
No, wait. Caller, can you hold on a second?
Sure.
He just said he's legally blind.
Yes.
Now that raises another concern for me. I mean, anybody who plans to take a flying vehicle into the hole at the North Pole and then on down into the center of the Earth and is legally blind, right there I see a problem down there.
Actually, no.
A potential problem, anyway.
No, actually, my sight's actually better than it ever was. And it happened from the bright light I saw during my NDE experience. That's when I went to the medical doctors and they said my retinas were burned.
Well, but what if they're right? And what if you're really legally blind?
When that comes to play, I use my dimensional sight, my pineal gland, my third eye, if you will.
Okay, caller, dimensional sight. Anyway, caller,
go ahead. Only when I'm reading, that's basically the problem.
I see.
As far as anything beyond that, I'm fine.
You're okay. All right.
Once I get close to the hole,
let the caller ask his question.
Okay.
Go ahead, caller.
Okay, Dallas, do you expect to run into the Anunnaki, our reptilian creators, when you get down there?
That's a good question.
It's a possibility.
You are?
It's a possibility.
You are aware?
We've already made contact, so I won't be, the first one. I'm basically just here to be a messenger and just open people's mind to the possibilities of a bigger picture.
But even that said, running into a reptile.
Yes, there is the reptile race, and I have already experienced those particular tribe of beings.
But they could conceivably have you for lunch.
That is a possibility, but why didn't they eat Admiral Byrd?
You are aware that Stitch and Anunnaki are reptilian beings, aren't you?
Yeah, they are. They're reptilian race. And they also have mantis-type beings and amphibian, all kinds of different suits that they, perform the stage of life on.
Well, they do live underground. In my opinion, you will run into them if you make it.
That's true. That's a possibility.
And then you've got to consider that this really could be a faces of death kind of thing. I mean, of course, it'd be a hell of a thing to catch on camera.
I feel that
will the film crew? How will the film crew follow you in any way to below the ground? I mean, they will show you, I'm sure, taking off in this vehicle that you have shown us.
Descending, have a portable camera.
Descending into the hole. I beg your pardon?
A portable camera.
Oh, it's a good thing.
On my helmet.
On your helmet?
Yep.
Oh, you mean like in Fear Factor?
Yep. And it'll be linked to the internet and all that good stuff. Now, due to the publicity and the security we're encountering, we may pick a cave that my tribes are aware of. There's several of them that are safe ground to traverse into the hollow portions. So that is a possibility. But we could also use remote control devices to fly into the hole.
Well, just speculatively here, there's going to be a camera, you say, on your helmet, right?
Correct.
Now, in Fear Factor, they always have the camera pointed around to the person's face. That's not going to be the case here. It's going to be pointed out toward...
Yes, it'll be out. You see what I see.
So, in other words, we would see the lizard people or the dinosaurs or whatever.
And I can assure you the presentation that they will offer will be dazzling.
Oh, I'm sure. I mean, it would be.
It's nothing to fear. They want to get the word out that, they're around. And they're around all the time, by the way. Shadow creatures, beings are around us all the time. And Halloween will be quite sparkly.
This Halloween?
Yes.
You have had some sort of vision about this, or?
I just know that the activity increases a lot, and, and so do the shadow people. Yeah, I wanted to touch on animals and Bigfoot, as a matter of fact, if you wouldn't mind. I have a story which is pretty phenomenal.
Okay.
Okay, actually, I work with a friend of mine. We do construction on the side. He was doing a project, working on a fence in his backyard, a fellow by the name of Brett. They came to me as I arrived, said, we scoured the area. There are no insects, no wasps or bees in the area we need to build the fence. I said, are you guys sure? Positive. We searched the area 3-4 times. We've killed dozens of them. The area is clear. So as the guy is telling me that, I look at the peripheral in the corner of my eye. I see a wasp nest, which is about the size of a softball above his head. And I say, are you sure about this? Have you looked above your head and saw the wasps that are up there? You know, he looked at me dumbfounded. There's no wasp up there. I've, cleared the area. And I said, well, why don't you look? Sure enough, there's a wasp nest up there.
Yeah.
And after further inspection, the larva was 3 months old, so it had been there. Now, what they did is they lowered their vibration and frequency for a survival skill to not be found.
So the wasps became essentially invisible.
Basically, yes. And animals can do that. Cats can do it. That's why there's cats around all the time, and you don't see them only until that one specific time when you catch them out of the corner of your eye.
Well, one of two things certainly is true about cats, and I have 4 of them. And on occasion they can find, or they can seem to find, hiding places that truly, I've looked in every crack, and like this cat is not in the house, but then when you call it or you rattle food, rattling food is good. From where?
Back to your vibration and frequency.
That pulls them back to our vibrational frequencies big time. They hear that food vibrating, and man, they are there.
Exactly.
They make a transitional, dimensional, shift that is like instantaneous, and they come darting out of the darkness.
Yes, there's actually cats in people's homes and around.
Yes.
And they don't see them. These are animals. We're going to...
It means like you have pets that you didn't even know you had.
Exactly.
What do they eat, though?
They have survival skills of old, like a wild animal which has a script they follow, which is untampered. Their minds are clear, so the birds find food. But all animals can do this. They can manipulate, and it's a survival skill. The stray animals, once they remember what they've forgotten, they will survive. It's when they follow the master's script of "I'll be home at 5 o'clock to feed you," and they get caught in that thought participation that.
In other words, put another way, when they get involved with us, everything goes to hell in a handbasket.
Yes, they begin to follow our time cycle and our participation in this time period.
I see. Otherwise, they'd be far better off.
Yes, exactly.
We're ruining them.
Yes.
We're ruining our own pets.
We love them dearly, but we need to give them more freedom. When our pets begin to act up and start wanting to run, you open that gate and let them run and follow them.
Yeah, and follow them.
Yes, because they're going to take you to safe ground.
Some great person said, if you love something,
let it go, and if it comes back, it will be.
If it comes back, kill it.
Well, if it's your pet and it's part of the family, I don't think you'd want to do that.
No, probably not.
And the sad thing is the pets feel the urgency. They know something's coming. They alert us. They give the signs.
Okay, Dallas, east of the Rockies, you're on the air with Dallas Thompson. Hello. Hello. Are you on the air? You're on the air. Hello.
Yes, Art.
There you are.
Yes, it's Jeff calling you once again, Midland, Texas.
Yes.
Listening on KCRS 550 AM.
Yes.
Yes, I had a question. I'm an amateur photographer and filmmaker.
Oh, yes. Would you like to go along?
Yeah, actually I would.
You would?
Yeah. But
even to the degree of accompanying Dallas down?
I'm not sure about that part.
Well, that's going to be the drama. That's going to be the big drama.
Right. My question is, as an amateur filmmaker myself, it's almost impossible to get funding, and I wondered, can you tell me, Dallas, who is backing you on this? I mean, I noticed that sometimes, like on National Geographic Explorer, they have really exquisite photography and programming and so forth. Who is backing you?
All right. Well, now I want to be careful here.
My contacts are remaining anonymous, but
But there is no question. I mean, you have solid financial backing.
Yes, we do, and we actually have more.
May I ask you a question, Ellis?
Yeah.
You have more than you need.
Yeah, we actually have.
That's so unusual for an expedition of this.
Well, I mean,
sort.
as far as the funding.
No. I understand money.
Yeah.
Green every day, spend it in this earth money.
Well,
now
the money is kept for the project.
Yes, I understand. But what I don't understand, Ellis, is in order to get this funding, people like yourself have to go to the investors, whoever they might be, and explain